Hello, sweet friend. My name is Micah, and in this video, I would like to share with you what I keep in my Delfonics pouch. So if you like listening to people talk about their stationery, or if you're into the sort of what's in my bag content, then this video is for you. And yeah, she is quite chunky. I think this is the Delfonics in the medium size, if I'm not mistaken. And I consider this my pencil case deluxe, sort of a glorious all-in-one setup. So if I was going on a trip that is a little bit longer than just packing a backpack, then I would have everything in here to be quite happy with my journaling setup. I think I would be, quite comfortable with this. And so here in the front, I have a small watercolor palette. This used to house a palette with only handmade watercolors from this company called A.Gallo, which is from Italy. But since then I have moved quite a few things around, and this I would consider my comfy palette. It has some convenience colors, so colors that I use often and I don't want to mix. And then it also has some colors that, just create some very interesting mixes. So I like to keep those two things in balance. Colors that I just use as is and colors that I need to make some interesting mixes. And so, I feel quite comfortable with this cute little setup. There's a few things I might change around here and there, but it's coming together, I would say. And then I have a little paper towel in here that I've been using for months and months, and so it's really quite beautiful in a way. It's very colorful, but so I know that I always have a paper towel at the ready. And then in the same pocket, I also have this beautiful traveling watercolor brush from Princeton. This is a Princeton Neptune in a size 8. And I have found that this size is perfect for watercoloring in sketchbooks and in my journals. It's fine enough for little details, but also big enough and holds enough water and paint to make bigger backgrounds. So this is pretty much the only watercolor brush I use at this point. So quite cute and handy. So that slips right in here. I don't have any source of water with this, so that would be something I would have to supplement. And then in the pocket right next to it, I keep scissors and some glue, some basic glue. This is the Elmer's washable glue stick, and it does okay. It's quite nice. I find that sometimes the glue peels back up after a couple days and I have to re-glue some things, so it's not the bestest of the best glue solutions, but it does its job, and it's such a cute little size, so that's great for taking on the go. And then the story of the two scissors is that I like neither of them for cutting right now. So this is what I've been using for quite some time now to fussy cut printables and elements. However, this is starting to come apart, so the rubber coating is coming off, and when you're cutting, it actually sort of shifts around, and then I find myself having this hard plastic on my skin and on my knuckles, so that gets really uncomfortable really quick. And so that's not great. And then I had bought this quite a while ago, these cute scissors by Tools to Live By, and I thought of this as a replacement for these scissors, but I don't know. I don't like cutting with these. If you have those, let me know if you enjoy using them. So these are actually, and this is so over the top, but these are actually my photo shoot scissors. I quite like how they look on pictures. They're so small and so round and cute, and with this coloring, it's quite nice. But these are only for photos. So if you have a favorite fussy cutting pair of scissors, let me know. I would love to hear your recommendations. I have been looking at the scissors from Sizzix. Is that Tim Holtz? Yeah, I have my eye on those potentially, but yeah, let me know what you're using. And then in the front here, I just have some Bambi pins. These are from Disneyland. So cute. I love how they go with this pink color. And then I have a bunch of pens. And I tend to prefer just writing with my fountain pens and drawing with my fountain pens. However, there are instances where you just need a pen that writes on every kind of paper, or that can write over whiteout if you have correction tape. So this is what these are for, and I just give myself a couple of options, I suppose. So for one, I have this Energel cleaner in a 0.3, and this writes in this sort of darker brown color. So if I want a brown, then that is my option right there. Then I have these two Zebra Ceresa from the vintage pack, one in this blue-gray and one in this kind of like sienna caramel color. I don't know what the official wording of that is, but they tend to work great on almost any paper. And then I have my favorite ballpoint pen. This is a Parker. I think it's so gorgeous. I actually put in a gel ink refill, so this is no longer a ballpoint, which writes in a nice black, really beautiful. Something that I've noticed about myself is that I have a harder time writing for a long time with pens that become thinner towards the top. So this really I only use for quick notes, which is unfortunate because it's so gorgeous. But looks aren't always everything. That's kind of like the theme of some of these items. But yeah, then I have just a trusty Uniball Jetstream. These are great because not only does it have a bunch of different colors, but the ink is super fast drying and is even waterproof. So if I want to just sketch something and go over it with watercolor, then this is great. And then if I need a black ink that is even finer than any of the others, I have this Pentel Slicky in here. This is a 0.25. I don't know if this is considered a ballpoint pen or a gel ink. I'm not too versed in all of that, but it writes black. That's what counts for me there. And then I also have a white. This is a Uniball Signo. Yeah, every now and again you just need a white. And then for thicker black lines, I have the Pilot G2 in 0.7. This flows really nice, and it's a really nice dark black, so useful to have. And then we have a bunch of mild aligners. This is actually something that I have learned along the way. And that is that I don't need that many different colors. I actually would be more than happy with just the green and the beige. And then I would have rather bought multiple of these rather than investing the same money into different colors, because I just like the look of these. They go well together, and then I would have multiples for putting in different places. So having some here in my Delfonics pouch, or having some with some of my notebooks. But yeah, now that I have them, I will use them, but I will definitely be more careful with multiple colorways in certain things. And then I also have my traveler's notebook passport size in here, just because it fits great into that pocket. And also, if I was to just grab this, I would at least have one notebook with me. In here, I currently just have one of the blank inserts with the cream paper. And I just do every now and again, if I feel like collaging on a small scale, I really like to do that in here. There's something really playful about this size. I think because it's so easy to fill a page and to just use a couple elements and it already feels very full. That's quite comfortable for me, I think. So yeah, and it's still big enough for sketches as well if I feel like drawing something. So that sits in here, and then just have my Traveler's Company clip on there. And then I think we'll keep the back pocket for last and take a look in this main compartment here. And I think this is why I consider this sort of a deluxe pencil case. And that's because the majority of this main compartment is taken up by my Tombow markers, simply because I don't have anywhere else to put them. And because they're so long, it's kind of tricky to find pencil cases where they can fit, which is the only drawback I find with the Tombow markers. Like, they're so useful, they're so handy to have, I love them. However, I wish they were a little shorter and could fit into more pencil cases. So Tombow, if you're listening, hint hint, make a mini. But yeah, I just have collected a couple of colors over time, and yeah, I just love them as is, or activating them with water. And if I was to, say, travel for a long time and I wanted to use this main compartment to store some more journaling supplies in there, or my journals, I've done that before, like an A6 or a B6 definitely comfortably fits into this main compartment, then I would take these out, or just pick 2 or 3 to take with me on the trip, and use that space here for other things. But then also in this main compartment, I have these cute little Hobonichi folders, and right now I use them in here. I just have a bunch of patterned papers and a couple of just printouts and cutouts that I was going to use for something, but then changed my mind, or they didn't fit the page. So they go in here for safekeeping, using them for a different journal spread at a later time, that kind of thing. And then in this cutie right here, I have, yeah, again, similar concept, just with photos, just printed out photos that I've wanted to use, but that didn't end up on the page. And so I keep them for just other journal pages where I can put them in. So that's that. And then in this last one, I just keep cutoffs from plain paper. So some of this is Tomoe River paper. I might have some watercolor paper strips in here for using or testing out inks and that kind of stuff. So I keep those quote unquote specialty paper cutoffs in here, because they can sometimes come in quite handy. And then it has, this main compartment has 4 side pockets. I don't know, hopefully you can see that a little bit. In one of them, I store my favorite notepad, and this just barely fits into that pocket width-wise, and that is this Flowergate memo block by Aiko Fukawa. Is that how you say her name? And it is so pretty. This is so beautiful. I love using this. And it's quite a lot of paper, so I definitely do not need to hoard it the way I do right now. But yeah, that's in here. That's also nice for little thank you notes, like if you're going to an Airbnb and the host is really nice. Those kinds of note papers definitely come in handy, not only for in your journal. And then some other note paper things. One, I have these here. The name of the artist escapes me right now, but these are so cute. These are just a couple cute little designs. I don't think I've used any of them yet. I need to change that. I think I sometimes forget that I have these, even though I'm such a sucker for writing space that is part of a design. So I really like stuff like that. And then I have this cute, I think this is A7 maybe? Yes, an A7 notepad from Clyde with this tan paper, and it has, I don't think you can see it on camera, it actually has a really fine white grid on it. Very cool. And this paper is, yeah, just like it for collaging or taking notes or backing a photo onto it, which is quite fun. So yeah, really pretty with the gold rings too. Quite nice. So I have that in here as well, because multi-purpose. in this pocket right here, I have everything that has to do with erasing or making mistakes go away. So I have this little container by Mochi, and in it I just have this, it's very unsightly, but this kneaded eraser, which if you're unfamiliar with kneaded erasers, just means that you can erase without having all these eraser crumbs around. So that's quite handy, especially if you're erasing like a big area, but they're always so stupid to store. And so when I found this little case at Muji, I was like, yep, that is the perfect solution. So there's that. And then I also have 2 correction tape rollers in here. One is with or for white paper, and this is the Tombow Mono Air 5 correction tape. So I use this for Hobonichi paper or any other Tomoe River white paper. And then I have the correction tape by Midori, which is cream. So this melts into the cream colored Midori paper, or I think this is a good fit for Leuchtturm or moleskin paper as well. And yeah, this is such a very minimalistic, clean Midori design. It's quite nice. Yeah, so there's that. And then I have a ruler, and this is nice because I can make 90-degree angles with it, which comes in handy often as well. And I think this I have had for such a long time. This is from my school days in Germany, so this has been with me for a couple of years. And then I also store in here these index clips. Are these also Midori? Yes, they are. So these are quite handy for indexing pages or keeping track of where your monthlies and your weeklies and dailies are, those kinds of things. I think these people have shown these a bunch of times. I don't presume that any of this is very revolutionary or new. I just know that sometimes it's quite fun to see what people use on a day-to-day basis and how they store things. And yeah, just kind of fun. A little bit curiosity too. With I think that's the whole appeal from this sort of like what's in your bag content. And then the Delfonics pouch also has some back pockets, and I'm only using the biggest one in the back here. And this is where I store my sticker release notebooks. I got these off of Amazon. These are both different brands. That's why I bought this first, and then I saw this one that had the gold or goldish brassish rings, and I liked that even better, just the looks of it. So I bought this second. But yeah, that's just where I store cutoffs from PET tapes. There's a bunch of Erin Ware printables from her Patreon in here because I love her work so much. And I found that with printables, if I cut it out and put it in a sticker album where I can just, flip through, it makes me so much more likely to use these things. And obviously it is easier to carry with me because I don't have, big folders or rolls of PET tapes with me. So yeah, that is quite useful. And then here I have, this is from the Sticky Club subscription that I mentioned in my last video. So I still have to put these in here, although I kind of like how the sticker sheets look. So I don't know, maybe I could just attach a sticky pocket in here and then I could keep some sticker sheets intact for a while. That might actually be a good idea. What do you think? That kind of makes sense, huh? That is a good idea. So yeah, that is this one. And then I realized because this was so useful, I also set one up just for my own sticker designs, for my own printables for Cat Collage Club. So this I only got recently, so I haven't put all of it in here, but I've started to just, keep track of all of my cat stickers in here. And yeah, quite useful. And I must say, just as an artist, very satisfying to have a sticker sheet or a sticker release book with all of just my artwork. That's, just a personal achievement, I think. It's quite fun to be able to flip flip through that. I remember that when we were young, my sister and I had a phase where we made our own stickers out of just plain printer paper, and we would trace designs and color them in, and the way we turned them into stickers was to take Scotch tape and loop it and put it in the back. So yeah, how far I've come. So that is that. And then I think this also is just sticker sheets I haven't yet integrated into my new sticker books. These I bought from Mochi Things in Seattle when I took a trip to Seattle in, I think that was April, May. So yeah, really cute. And as you can see, I think I used one, but I just kind of forgot about them. So they need to be put in here so that I remember to use them. I've definitely found that the more I can see my things, the more I use them, which makes sense, I guess. So yeah, those easily live in the back here. And these sticker release books are A5, so any A5 notebook will fit into this back pocket. It does make the whole setup a little bit more stiff, especially once I have the Tombow markers also stuffed in here. And this watercolor tin is definitely quite thick, so it starts to be a little bit more rigid. And so, you know, finding your stuff and just, I don't know what verb is this motion. Yeah, that gets just a little bit more tricky. I actually like it better when things are a little bit more flexible, but yeah, it's still kind of amazing what I can fit into all of this. And so if I was going on a longer trip, then I would definitely also take just my fountain pen case with me. I guess we can chat about this also really quickly. This is from Galen Leather, and it's really nice. This is their natural leather color, and in here I have a pencil and then all of my fountain pens that are currently inked, and all of this is just loosely in here. I also have this rubber thingy. This goes onto my Apple Pencil. Like I said, I have a hard time with pens that are thin. It just makes my hand tired more easily, so you can slip this on the Apple Pencil and have a little bit more thickness to it, but you can't magnetically attach it to the iPad and charge it with this, so I keep that separate. And then yeah, just more fountain pens, more pencils. I've been going through a process of finding my favorite pencil. So we have a couple different Blackwing pencils. So there's the natural, the Palomino, and I think this is the Pearl. Yes. So if you're unfamiliar with Blackwing pencils, they do their own naming, wording of just instead of the HB, 2B, that kind of thing, they name their pencils differently. And then I also have a Mitsubishi pencil and a Polychromos in black. So if you want to go real black, then this is my go-to. So yeah, and then just my currently inked fountain pens there. This pencil case is really nice. It comes with this insert, which is actually why I wanted this pencil case in particular, is because of this, so that if I travel, for example, air travel and things like that, I can put my fountain pens, especially my more expensive fountain pens, in here, and then you can slip this in here and they don't rattle around as much. So that's actually why I wanted it. But for day-to-day use, I actually just put everything in and have them rattle around. That might not be very logical, but yeah, that's that. And the cool thing about this one is it actually fits a Hobonichi Weeks. So if you wanted a case for your Hobonichi Weeks, You can't really fit anything else in there, and you probably can't fit a Mega Weeks in here, but if you wanted to, you could zip that up and have your Hobonichi Weeks protected. But again, you couldn't, well, maybe you could just, can we add a pencil? Yeah, you could probably add a pencil, so there's that. But I thought I'd let you know in case you're wondering about the sizing of this. This is more or less Hobonichi Weeks size. But yeah, really pretty. And yeah, I like it quite a bit. And so yeah, so for example, if I was not taking all of my Tombos, I could have a selection of my fountain pens in here, and I'm just gonna scooch them out of the way. And I could still fit this easily in here and then have everything together like that. But yes, that is what I currently store in my Delfonics pouch. I do not have any washi tape in here. That is the only thing I still need to figure out. Maybe I'll just get some of those sample cards and just wrap a bunch of washi tape around those and stick them in here. But yeah, that would be ideal, wouldn't it? Because that's, yeah, that would be definitely counted as an essential in my books, have some washi tape with me in this setup. But yes, that's it from me for this video. Again, let me know if you have recommendations for me for small scissors for fussy cutting. I would love to hear your thoughts on that, and maybe also thoughts on your favorite glue. As I said, this Elmer's glue, I'm not quite sure if that's the end-all be-all, so let me know about that as well. And other than that, I hope you are well. I hope you feel loved and safe, and I hope that you had a wonderful time listening to me ramble on about my stationery. Until next time, happy journaling!